What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bourbon and Bullshit, the podcast where everyone's welcome to the table to share a good conversation, a great drink, and even better company, and a little bit of BS. So grab a seat, pour up something neat, and welcome to the show. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to part 2 of the Feliz Navidad episode, because that's what we're doing here, right? I'm going to try to lean a little bit into Christmas because previously I wasn't a big fan, and like we talked about in part 1, before I had as much alcohol in me, fuck Christmas. But here, after a couple of coquitos, that one I will not acknowledge as being vegan because veganism is wrong and it's against the Bible. We're going to go ahead and acknowledge it as the non-dairy version. John, I'm talking.
Vegan police.
John, I'm talking. John, I'm talking. Don't be rude. I got shit to get off my chest. Actually, there's nothing else left. Welcome back, Norby. So if you did not tune into part 1 and enjoy his silken seductive voice, and apparently his significant other is purposely getting him sick so he could always sound even extra deep. Norby, how are you doing today, bud?
I was going to say that conspiracy theory has been brought up multiple times.
It's not a theory. She's fucking admitted it. It's like, like there's no theory when she comes out and says, I've rubbed germs on his face before. Like, hey, honey.
What?
You didn't hear about this shit?
No,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Bro, so
It's my sick voice.
She digs his sick voice so much. So I made a joke about, is there times that your daughter comes back from daycare, you're just like, go kiss dad.
Hand and foot, here you go.
What's going on, man? How are you feeling tonight?
Doing good. Doing well.
Now we're a little saucy. You feel
Yeah.
a little aloof. I know you. What were you were talking about it out there, but tell the show you have some snacks in case shit got out of pocket. What was you have over there?
Well,
You said some bread or something like that. You said
it's in preparation?
yeah.
Yeah. So on the way here, I was planning ahead because I already know how I get when I start getting tipsy.
Jesus.
That's what the concept we
it
came
usually
for.
ends with Taco Bell and a lot of stuff from Taco Bell that I shouldn't be
Let's
eating.
go.
What did you prepare with?
So instead, I picked up like a whole like loaf of bread and like some of that like dipping seasoning stuff. So when I get home, do a little Evo, little seasoning, little dipping bread.
EVOO.
Yeah. Evo.
I know, but I remember Rachel Ray EVOO.
Yeah.
I was like, this lady.
Jesus Christ.
So you prepared just in case when you get
Just
home?
in case, yeah.
It's like we talked about, like those drunk foods post drinking, and that's one of my go-tos.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to be struggling the whole way home to not get Taco Bell still.
Oh my god, is it like just embedded in your head?
I think
like
I'm
it's
gonna
your
do
happy
it.
place.
I'm going to do it.
That voice that you hear that keeps interrupting us. No, I'm playing with you.
I'm just rude.
Johnny. Who's gonna call you like Toon Linkish? I was gonna make a link joke, but fuck it.
I mean,
The link to our past, John. Since you brought us together in the first place, actually, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
yeah, that actually would make sense.
Yeah, John, welcome back. It's been a whole 14 seconds since I've seen you. How are you feeling?
It's been a while, man. It's been there. I think I kind of want to go with this conversation that when you were prepping everything, me and Norby were having about these pasteles and acapulcas.
Yo,
Yeah.
what?
So, in context, when we were talking previously about pasteles,
Yeah.
I pulled it up to make sure I had the ingredients correct.
Yeah.
And
Did
Google...
you lie to the people? Did you lie to the people? Is that
No.
Okay.
This is a Google thing because, like Google will also be like, oh, people also ask these questions about these things.
Yeah.
So, one of them's questions are alcapurrias and pasteles the same? Which, first off, what the fuck?
Who is asking that?
I don't know.
What uncultured swine?
I mean, I know which culture. I'm not going to say who.
No. Non-Hispanic.
Oh, every time I bring you guys on the show,
But
I just get a DM.
The answer that first comes up, because you can click on it and it gives you like the first answer that shows up.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh yeah, the quintessential street food for Puerto Ricans, and these are delicious fried treats are basically the summer versions of pasteles. I'm like, no, the fuck they're not. I want to punch this person in the face.
Since when? They're complete.
And first thing, like, summer is every day in Puerto Rico.
Exactly.
Like, what do you mean, bro? I'm sorry. If you ask me for a pastele and I hand you an acapulco, you're gonna enjoy the acapulco, but you're gonna get mad that it's not a pastele, so you can put your stupid ketchup on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, we're back there.
That's a huge difference. For those not aware, typically acapulco, yes, it is plantain based, like mix outside, then meat inside, and then you fry it. It is a huge difference from pasteles.
It's not the same.
Oh my God. I said acapulco VS and went right away to pasteles. Like
what?
Yeah. I put acapulco VS, like versus. And immediately went to pasteles. It was the first fucking thing. It sure shit, the thing. Jeff and Joe's is the person who put these delicious fried treats are basically summer version of pasteles.
That's the one I got.
I know, but
that's
I'm saying it was the very fucking first things. And then someone else was like, I made pasteles and acapulcos. And I compared them. For 51 minutes, you compared them? Why did you compare them for 51 minutes? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm out here trying to make content, but I hope I don't waste 51 minutes of your time.
I'll fight someone for this. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and pasteles, yes. Technically, you can have pasteles whenever you want.
Yes,
but that's a holiday thing.
Exactly. Like, it's a big holiday. Acapulcos, again, yes, they are the quintessential street food for Puerto Rico.
Year
like,
round.
on top of, like, empanadas and, the bacalaitos. Like, those are quintessential street foods.
Can you tell people what bacalaitos are?
They are codfish fritters, and they're fucking amazing. If you get... So this is
That's
what
like
you know
my
you
favorite
get. Like,
shit.
Yeah, this is how you know you get the best bacalaitos ever. When you go to buy it and they give it to you, pretty much what they do is they take the batter and just fill up the whole fucking fryer with it, and it is the size of the fryer. That's how you know it's quintessential.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So I remember being a kid and my mom was like, "Oh, vamos a comer bacalao. We're gonna eat bacalao," and it was super salted fish and crazy, and it was always gross as a kid.
Yeah, for those not familiar, bacalao is salted codfish.
I hate it, but I love bacalaitos though.
Yeah,
I fucking
but
love
bacalao was the grossest thing to me growing up, and my mom would eat that shit all the time, and it was always that dish that I was like, I don't get it. I don't understand why people love this shit. Because we'd go to every other Hispanic party, and say, "Oh, you tengo bacalao." Like I have a little, I have salted codfish.
No.
Why are you showing that off? It's disgusting. But fat Americanized kid, not knowing the whole the come up. I'm here wondering why we don't get Whoppers on a fucking Christmas. But good. I'm glad that we actually kind of. I'm actually going to attach that so people could see the bullshit that's going on. We'll probably add it to the notes, see where we go with there.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say add on there. The quintessential thing is bacalao, typically guisado.
Oh God.
And you have it with berenjena, which is basically for those not familiar with it, just means root vegetables.
Yep.
So it's just like a plethora of root vegetables cooked with it.
I'm good. My mom will make it. Okay,
so
I have to apologize about something that I said on the Hispanic Heritage Month episode about my mom not being able to cook.
Did she hear it?
No, but I did get called out by some people. My mom for Thanksgiving made...
I didn't know there was a fallout. Please tell me.
Made stuffing. It was arguably one of the best things at Thanksgiving was the stuffing. And How'd she
make it?
To be honest, I don't even fucking know. No. It was so good. I was so upset that it was so good. I didn't even ask her what was in it.
Do you know what's funny is that during the Thanksgiving episode, I shouted out your mom's stuffing. Pause.
Yeah, you piece of shit. Yeah, the stuffing was my mom's stuffing. You son of a bitch. My mom made some really good stuffing. My brother and my sister and my mom all collaborated to make Thanksgiving for us in North Carolina. And my sister could throw down in the kitchen. Shout out to Aisha. She could throw down in the kitchen. My brother did the turkey. He did various other things. My sister did the mac and cheese. My mom did the stuffing. And I took a bite of his stuff and I said, "Yo, who made this, bro?" It's like that joke. I'm like, "Who made this?" I was like, "This is fucking great." And my mom's like, "I made it." And I was like, "You son of a bitch.
I just talked shit about you.
I just talked mad shit on the podcast." My mom's like, "You did what?" I'm like,
"I told her?"
Yeah, I told her. I'm not gonna lie to my mom. I was like, "Mom, growing up, I'm sorry. There's a handful of things you can make."
Stuffing wasn't on the list.
Stuffing wasn't on the list. I was like, that's once a year, so I don't remember that. Right? To be honest, I don't remember. I remember all the other things that she made that were mediocre.
Do you think you went into every Thanksgiving with a negative balance for your mom? You're just assume the worst?
Fuck, bro.
But didn't you say
you did.
Maybe.
I was gonna say, didn't you say one of your favorite things is stuffing?
I love stuffing. Like surprisingly, and it was arguably the best stuffing I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
Like it was.
I've had your mom's stuffing. Pause. And it was fucking delicious.
Yo, we're gonna throw.
I'm talking about the food. You invited me to your house.
You're gonna have to turn off these mics and we're gonna go outside.
You invited me to your house. This shit was great.
So I want to backtrack. My mom can cook very specific things.
Can I ask you who called you out though?
I had a few people text me and say, "You not saying that your mom can't cook." Sonia texted me.
Oh.
And she goes, and she just texted me like just randomly. It was like 8:30 in the morning, and it was like, "Oh no, not that your mom can't cook." And I was like, "Oh shit, people are listening to this."
That's the point in this. This isn't just in my archive somewhere.
I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "I said that my mom can't cook." I love my mom to death, right? She's always been there for me. Yeah. I love my mom.
Yeah. She's cool,
but. Yeah,
that was disrespectful.
She's not the best. You said some disrespectful stuff about your mom
all the time, but I didn't backtrack 2 weeks later.
I'm being the bigger person by saying that my mom did cook an awesome dish during Thanksgiving, and it was arguably my favorite thing.
Yeah, there you go.
And who the fuck makes mashed potatoes not give me gravy? Like they made mashed potatoes no gravy.
Mashed potatoes.
To be fair,
not great.
In my opinion, if you make mashed potatoes correctly in the first place, you don't need
gravy. They were good, but I'm so used to having gravy. I was mad.
I told you that. I think I posted it on like my.
Well, you're just weird.
But here it's almost every thing of mashed potatoes covered like in butter and something else. It's like
you said some weird shit on that post.
I don't like mashed potatoes.
Talk about the post.
I don't like mashed potatoes.
Well, that's his least favorite.
What was the question?
It was, what is your least favorite dish that everyone else loves and you're just like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And mashed potatoes was my number one. Like everyone else, look.
Is your mashed potatoes typically gluey?
No, it's soft as shit. And I just don't like the texture. It's like, you know how people are like, I don't like coconut.
Is it a texture thing?
Texture and the flavor just seems overrated. Because here's my point.
Is it bland?
No. But here's my point. People talk about it like it's godsend, the best side dish. I fucking love mashed potatoes, blah, blah. I'm like, because I'd rather have rice. Okay. I'd rather have a bunch of other dishes.
If you told me like between mashed potatoes and like arroz con gandules, obviously.
Yeah,
100%.
But people talk about mashed potatoes like, yo. Did you get grandma's mashed potatoes?
Again, when we talked about in our last episode,
that's fair.
For our shit, we talked about like Thanksgiving
Hispanic,
shit. Exactly. Like we have fucking arroz con gandules. That's gonna be like on the top of the list.
That's top tier.
But then when I go into someone else's household and they're like, "Oh, we made some mashed potatoes."
Yeah, but that's their carb. That's like their top carb.
Mm-hmm. But that's my point. Everyone else is like this. Like, so I go into their household with positive intent. I'm assuming you are telling me, yo, you got to get someone to get in that mashed potatoes. You put his foot in that, and I go eat it, and it tastes like foot. I'm just mad.
Really put their foot.
I'm just mad. Like you weren't lying.
Did they add anything else besides foot in this?
Okay, so would you rather have baked potato or potatoes au gratin? Like which one would you?
I like baked potato.
Baked potato? That makes more sense.
What about double baked potato?
What?
Wait, what?
You've never had double baked potato?
No, what's a double?
The fuck's a double baked potato?
You haven't had?
No.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I feel like we just hit on some.
This is what you do. Okay, you take potato, you bake it.
Yeah.
You scoop it out.
What?
Then you take that and you mash it up, add a lot of shit to it, a lot of flavor in it.
What?
Put it back into the potato.
Excuse me.
Bake it again.
Shut the fuck up.
Add it with like cheese and shit on top.
Yo,
why are we doing the show? Can we go make a double baked potato?
Do this
guys,
and just pause this?
That's a double baked potato.
I've never had.
The only reason I know this is because like literally, when I first moved out.
Who put you onto this?
First time I moved out is literally like 4 of us living in a 2-person apartment. And one of the people, they worked at Shula's. And he brought home fucking double baked potatoes. They're like the size of footballs.
I love Shula's.
Yeah, it was literally like, so between him and us, like working at Bennigan's and him working at Shula's, like that was pretty much our food.
Damn.
And he would bring home like double baked potatoes. He'd bring home like fucking bacon wrapped shrimp with like sage.
What?
Oh, it was so fucking good.
Oh my god.
Just wilding out right here.
Yeah, but that's how I learned about double baked potatoes. I didn't know about them until then.
I didn't know. You just put some. Maybe that's where I'm missing. Maybe we should cook it again. Maybe whoever cooked the mashed potatoes should cook it one more time, make it slightly crispier. I don't know. It's just for me. It was always I would walk into someone's house, and we're gonna be honest. This is not a knock. It would be someone outside of my culture.
Yeah.
And they're telling me their favorite dish. They're like, hey, man, you really got to go try this. And I'm going to go over there, assuming that my homie's not lying to me. And when I get there, I'm no longer trusting my homie. like from here on out, I question everything you tell me. Like, God, you said that about the mashed potatoes. I don't know if you're going to be there next Friday.
You're a liar.
I don't know if you're going to take me to the airport because one time you told me these mashed potatoes were the shit.
Son of a bitch.
Well, so like, to be fair, when it comes to like Thanksgiving food, if I am required to add gravy or am I required to add cranberry sauce to it,
or heavy amount of sauce,
someone fucked up already.
That is the best point about good food. Good food doesn't need too much extra. There's something that'll accentuate the flavors.
Like it's a good accompaniment. Like really, like if like you tell me like, oh, have this mashed potatoes with the gravy.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I can have the mashed potatoes and then like add the gravy onto it afterwards, that's a difference versus like you have to have the gravy with this shit.
That's fair.
Okay.
Okay.
Before someone hits me up, because we have some chefs, there are some meals like a taco. You obviously want to put some lime because it's meant to have that, or maybe some like hot sauce.
That's
or
different
whatever.
though. That's
those are
different.
different.
Though.
So before someone hits me up, yes, that's not. I'm not saying that the standard of good food is. You should.
That's part of the flavor profile at that
Yes,
point.
exactly. So that makes sense. But if you said these these gross mashed potatoes need the gravy to be good,
Yes.
you should have just given me the gravy, bro. Like with a spoon. Like,
Exactly. Don't make it separate. Just add it in already. Why are you like add it in when you're cooking it? It should be added in when you're cooked.
the seasoning you put in the gravy, put it on mashed potatoes.
Exactly.
Like I'm just saying.
I think that's fair. I think certain things do taste great with the gravy, though. So when I went to go visit my family in North Carolina, we went to, I didn't want to go, but we went to Longhorn Steakhouse. Gross. And I'm like, if I'm out of town, I don't want to eat at restaurants that I have here, right? Yeah. Most of the time, right? That's
fair.
So we went, we had a gift card, so they went. Family thing, right? I was like, I don't really want to eat. You know, my future mother-in-law is going to make me like a homemade meal. But I was like, ooh, one of my biggest vices is I love country fried chicken.
What?
That a lot of people don't know that about me. Country fried chicken.
Yeah, this is the first time. 15 years knowing you, I've never heard you mention
because a lot of places don't have
like the gravy on it.
And the thing is, the gravy, I don't eat red meat, and some of the gravy is like beef or pork.
Yeah.
So the lady, I ordered it, and she goes, "Oh, you want gravy?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she goes, "Beef or pork?" I said, "Damn." I'm like, "Well, I'm here out with the family. I don't want to be that guy, right?" So
Do you have vegan options?
I'm at Longhorn Steakhouse. They definitely don't have vegan options.
The options for you to leave. Sir.
I broke like my lifestyle choice, you know, my diet, and I got the beef option, right? It's smothered.
Of course, yeah. That's
all
how
over,
you do
right?
it.
But I had a couple pieces that weren't smothered.
Okay.
Yo, that shit was hella salty. So I could definitely agree with you in terms of like it hiding it. But that chicken, that country fried chicken was good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was delicious. But the gravy, like, it made it pop.
Too much?
But it was a lot. It was very salty and it was very heavy. It was good. But the gravy, like, I don't know. I expect gravy with mashed potatoes, and maybe because I've never had the best mashed potatoes, but the mashed potatoes, whoever made them at my family Thanksgiving, it's good.
Okay.
It didn't really need the gravy. I'm just so used to, like, you know, you go to KFC or you go to Popeyes.
Expectation you want it.
Yeah, it's just there. Like, there's certain, like, okay, for me, when I go to the movies, I want popcorn.
Oh.
Right? I need the popcorn.
I get that.
You know,
but
so
you have to have the butter with it?
I don't do the butter because that's just going to fuck up my stomach. Yeah.
Do you do the popcorn every time? I feel like
I think 90% of the time I do. The last time I went to the movies, I didn't do popcorn. I brought some. I brought some. I snuck in some stuff, so I didn't do the popcorn.
That's the hood in me. I always sneak in something.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just bringing something.
There's always something snuck in.
I'm gonna bring my own Swedish food.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Like, I think for us, because we'll go to the Epic Bias.
Yeah.
We'll go to the Five Below before.
Facts.
A bunch of shit there.
Yo, Five Below.
Yo, shout out to Five Below.
Under the radar hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, because it's the dollar store, but not as horrible.
Yeah, and you can get some really cool like throw blankets.
I heard about that.
So good.
So I know that we got it kind of in a tangent here. I was going to mention, so we had our second drink of the day.
Yeah, big facts.
Yeah, oh my God. But this is what the show's about, right? We're going to have some fun here. So,
now.
guys, we're hungry and fat, and we've been drinking, so we're going to get into a little while. So we did have a second drink of the day since Johnny was a little late, so he didn't get to enjoy it when we did the first time. But we made our own gingerbread old-fashioned. So I cheated because I didn't have time to make you guys gingerbread simple syrup, but I went ahead and featured a Bird Dog gingerbread whiskey. So I don't really fuck with too many flavored whiskeys, and what's funny about that is a guy who says he doesn't fuck with too much gingerbread whiskey straight up loves the candy corn whiskey. Fuck, I don't know what to tell you, but this one featured about 1.5 ounce, depending on who it was. We poured John a 2 ounce pour of the gingerbread whiskey with 3 dashes of chocolate bitters, 1 ounce of Angostura aromatic bitters, about a bar spoon of Rich Demerara simple syrup, and just spin that shit up. Put some toasted marshmallows on the top, and a little gingerbread man that is now floated to the bottom of John's drink. So I can't wait for that flavor. But overall, John, what do you think about this drink, Mister?
Yeah. So I drank a regular old fashioned right before this.
I need what?
Because you forgot to use the liquor. And now I'm drinking this one.
Listen.
And I have a random like.
Hey.
Excuse me.
5 people come into the kitchen while I'm making these drinks, and I get completely distracted.
You got a little distracted.
Anyway.
And I grab the wrong whiskey. You're welcome.
Yeah. So I was also going to compliment you and said this is delicious. But the random gingerbread man, it just reminds me of that Shrek joke, you know?
Yeah.
So,
do you know the Muffin Man?
So
do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin.
This is my second of these drinks, and my first one was the same way as yours, where the gingerbread man got sunk in.
Yeah, like look at that. Like, you can't see it because we don't have cameras, but when the Patreon does get set up by me later,
my God.
Maybe we can get some cameras and we can get some like live feeds. There's a huge gingerbread man at the bottom of my glass.
It says all the alcohol.
And they can see it. So when I do eat the gingerbread man, it's going to be great, right? This is surprisingly delicious.
It is.
Surprisingly.
Because
it is very
so
good.
when you think about it, like, I don't think of holiday drinks with like bourbon or whiskey, even though I literally just came from the courtesy right before I got here and they had a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But I
I
think more of like, because they had a lot of drinks with vodka.
Oh, okay.
Vodka, rum, that kind of stuff.
So I think more vodka and rum, right?
Yeah.
So to see this, and I think it's a nice touch with the garnish of like with the marshmallows, and you torch the marshmallows and they're toasted.
Gives you a little aromatic.
100%. Like this is like I'm gonna take a live sip. Just hold on.
This man.
Yeah, like this. Like you give me that other old fashioned. Old fashions are great, classic, go to.
Yeah.
But this,
like this one holds very well with the gingerbread flavor.
big facts.
Yeah.
Like I could have a few of these a night.
Honestly,
it'd be a problem.
Good. Yeah, we still have more bird dog. Listen, so part of the reason why we did it, obviously, I wanted to find, to your point, right? Almost every cocktail during the holidays is something super creamy, super vodka-y. Oh, we have cranberries and blah, blah, which we still have one of those. So I'm not judging the cranberry drinks. But I wanted to make it kind of a holiday spin on an old-fashioned. And I didn't want to go peppermint because I didn't think that flavor profile would match.
Oof.
And if you go,
Philly's a little quiche.
Yeah, a little. It's weird. And what's the other flavor profiles you think of when you think about Christmas?
I would say like peppermint, mint,
peppermint, chocolate,
mint. Yeah, gingerbread's underappreciated, right?
No,
it's underappreciated. We talk about let's put together a gingerbread house. Ain't nobody eating gingerbread men anymore.
Pause. Wow.
I'm here to stand up for their rights, and I want to bring attention back to gingerbread men. No, for real. Like, it was one of those flavor profiles that I felt when you think, we talked about flavor profiles of bourbon. There's cinnamon notes and blah, blah, blah. Gingerbread felt right. So I'm glad you guys appreciate it, man, because I liked it. I liked the idea and the concept. I straight up, it was one of those moments when you're walking around Publix and you're like, I need to get something else. I'm missing something. And I walked by a side panel, shouts to shopping there is a pleasure. And they had all these gingerbread men. I was like, got it.
Yeah.
I fucks with it. It's a sign. And sure as shit, man, $1.50 later, and you have a sunken gingerbread man in the bottom of your glass.
Oh, he's getting like Hulk massive in this glass.
He's about to fall apart.
It's fine.
100%.
It builds personality. But all right, guys, so since this is part 2, we're gonna quickly kind of go through that's bullshit. We might not have as many stories, but we're gonna go ahead and go to some of the things we missed during part 1. Johnny, I think you had one, right? Or is am I misremembering that?
For that's bullshit. No, we talked about like CM Punk for a little bit.
Oh no, I apologize, guys. I'll read that.
But we can I can definitely talk about more shows and stuff that I've been watching and like some audiobooks that I've been listening to.
That's what we missed. We've been drinking. I apologize.
So if you haven't watched Scott Pilgrim on Netflix, the animated series, and you're really missing out. It's 8 episodes of quality. And if you've seen the Scott Pilgrim
who is he versus?
Movie,
so
it's complicated, bro. I don't want to spoil nothing. Watch the first episode. If you've seen the movie and if you read the comic books, even if not, watch the first episode with no expectations. Just watch it.
The big thing for this Scott Pilgrim, because it's what is this Scott Pilgrim? What's the fucking name of it?
I mean, we can easily just look it up. You could just mumble some stuff as I try to look it up and try not to make it look like I'm on Netflix. Signing into my account.
So looking for here we go. Scott Pilgrim takes off specifically. So the thing that you have to think about when it comes to Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. It's a sequel / like what if.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you haven't, make sure you watch the movie, the live action movie first, because they literally bring everyone back for voiceover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris
I
Evans.
was just looking
Chris
at
Evans is in it.
Yeah.
Really?
Michael Cera, like
Yeah.
everyone that is voiced in the live
Captain
action.
America,
Larson,
Captain
they are
Marvel,
there.
Aubrey
Yeah.
Plaza. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just realized how many fucking Marvel heroes are in this.
Yeah.
Good to know. But Scott Pilgrim versus the World was one of those movies that was so cool back then, and all the visuals and the fact that they still were able to bring back, which is now a superstar. We still consider Chris Evans a superstar, right?
100%. Yeah.
Always.
They
And
still A-list.
even Brendan Roth. Like I'll
Yeah,
say
Brandon Roth is again. Everyone that was in the live action, they were back voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I love about it is that they went with the original like animation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So like
that.
it has like
The style of the comic book.
it's a very beautiful animation. The soundtrack is fucking crisp as shit. Like
This
everything
is
is
on
great
Netflix
about
right now.
it.
Yeah, Netflix.
All right, fuck.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched that, it's so good. I finished it today and I loved it. And I think Scott Pilgrim, that meme with like the horse, where like it's quality. Scott Pilgrim comic book, graphic novel, Scott Pilgrim movie, Scott
I know
Pilgrim
which
video
meme. It took me a
game,
second.
Yes.
and Scott Pilgrim animated series.
Yes.
Is quality.
Yes, all the way
Period.
through.
And the creator of the comic book worked with Edgar Wright that directed the movie.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He rewrote it. So the creator of the comic book wrote the scripts for the show.
Yep.
So I'm not going to spoil anything. Just watch it.
Okay.
It's quality. So there's that. And then I was also watching anybody that's into the MonsterVerse, the Godzilla, King Kong universe.
Yeah.
Monarch on Apple TV. Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Quality. Because you have a father and son playing the same character. You have Kurt Russell and his son.
Wyatt Russell.
And Wyatt Russell that played U.S. Agent in Falcon and Winter Soldier, playing the same character X amount of years apart. And it takes place in the MonsterVerse, King Kong and Godzilla, and they introduce, even more monsters. Just watch it. It's quality. And then on top of that, I've been listening to on Audible, if you're into Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there is an audiobook called Slayers that has a lot of the original cast reprising their roles from characters from the Buffy universe. You have James Monsters being Spike, and Charisma Carpenter being Cordelia Chase. Ooh. And you have other characters like Anya and Giles coming back, and it's in like an alternate universe, alternate timeline. And I'll say this, obviously Josh Whedon is a very controversial character because all the stuff that came out recently.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So if you look at it, his name is not on anything. Yes. But I read an article, interview between him and Fox. They have to have permission to use any of the Buffy characters. So he had to sign off on this project for it to be allowed, and they did not talk about that at all.
So I'm assuming he's getting a big cut.
He probably gets a paycheck, but his name is not on the project. But these other people are trying to, get money and get paid. And I respect that. So if you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and you like Cordelia and you like Spike and you like alternate timelines and alternate dimensions, listen to it. It's on Audible. You can probably find a free trial because they don't sponsor the show, so I'm not going to give them a big shout out unless Arthur gets a paycheck from it. Do your own research, right? But Slayers, it's in the Buffyverse. Quality, I love it. And I want to hurry up and finish it.
I'm actually really interested now
Yeah,
because
it's good.
Well, I'm also a big nerd about a lot of things, so I'm kind of curious, like how that transaction happened. Is that his penance for saying, "Hey, I'm sorry for every crazy thing I did. I'm still going to allow you to get paid"?
No.
Or is that him saying, "I'm going to get my paycheck"?
Well,
He just has to approve
he didn't
everything.
say crazy things. That's the thing. You're talking about Whedon, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say crazy things.
He was just a typical man.
That's the thing. It was a lot of like back things, like allegations and stuff like that. That caused a lot of this.
So I misspoke. I mean more of like, hey, this is my penance for the things that have wrong, the way I've wronged people.
I mean, to be honest, Buffy and Angel are like my favorite shows, and he almost ruined it by a lot of the shit that I heard that he did, because like Buffy gets studied academically at the college level of what it did to pop culture and what it did to like feminism, but then to find out that like Josh Whedon,
what he did,
isn't necessarily a feminist, that he's just like a stereotypical man. Like, just look up a stereotype of a man. I'm not even gonna go through it, but like, and then all the shit he did on the Justice League with the Ray Palmer's character, with Cyborg's character. it just kind of pisses me off because I grew up like Buffy and Angel, like my go-to shows. When I talk about greatest shows of all time,
you got fucking Firefly in there, like everything from him. Like
he did fucking Avengers.
Yep.
Right? Like
he's the one that started it.
Come on, like he's the one that like you think about all the shit that's going on now, like pop culture wise.
Yeah.
Buffy, Angel, Firefly, right? Avengers.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron was but he did Avengers.
Yeah.
I forgot that he did Age of Ultron.
Yeah, everybody did.
Yeah.
He had his hand in it.
Yeah. And then he did the Justice League after Scott Snyder had to leave, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that shit was trash. But, like, he kind of almost ruined all that shit.
Snyder cut.
You know, so Slayer's, like, I'm going to support the other actors because that's what they're known for, right? And it just sucks that he might get a cut, but they still need a paycheck. They still need a job, right?
100%.
So Sarah Michelle Gellar, no matter how much you say she was in Scooby-Doo, she is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
100%. Like, she is Buffy.
She's Buffy.
I don't give a shit. Like, they can remake it 20 years from now. Yeah. She is fucking Buffy.
She's Buffy. And it sucks that they had to go through some trauma to make this great show.
Yeah.
And now, thinking about the show, if you've never seen Buffy, sorry, it's been out for a very long time.
Spoilers, fuck you.
There is a very tough trigger warning. There's a rape scene between Spike and Buffy, which causes Spike's character, who's a vampire, to go get a soul because he tries to rape Buffy.
Yep.
It's a tough scene to watch, right? I hate, that's like my biggest thing is what triggers me is any sort of like rape scenes and anything, because I feel like they're so unnecessary to watch. That happens in Buffy, right? And I'm now knowing everything what I know about Joss Whedon, I'm like, damn, that had to be a tough scene to film.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably like, we're doing this. Like, how uncomfortable does that make you?
Yeah.
Right? And it's tough, but like, still arguably one of the best shows of all time. Shout out to Sarah Michelle Gellar for being amazing as Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
She's coming in the show, sir.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do that. Freddie Prinze too?
No. It's a wrestling thing. I don't like him.
That's not going to happen.
No, but I think it's wild though. Because I didn't mean to be poke fun. It's just maybe one day. I was thinking about separating artists from art. Like there's Brandon Sanderson, one of my favorite writers.
That's tough.
He like after J.K. Rowling said the shit that she said, he started saying some what would be interpreted as homophobic statements. And I love all of his books. I love he's been.
Who is this?
Brandon Sanderson.
He's got a lot of like.
So what do you do?
A lot of stuff.
Books?
A lot. Yeah, books.
Yeah, a lot of books. So Brandon Sanderson does the Mistborn series, as far as I remember.
Oh,
he
shit.
Redid the Way of the Kings, Mistborn series, Skyward, the Wheel of Time. He finished the Way of Kings. That's what he continued, right?
Yeah. But he's got a lot.
He has like
series.
50 books.
I know the Mistborn.
Like fucking Mistborn is one of my favorite things. He's the guy who said, "Hey, I will finish this book if you guys crowdfund it because the publisher doesn't want to put it out." And it made like 5 times the amount in like 30 minutes.
It's tough, man.
His goal was, "Hey, I need this," and they quadrupled it in like the first hour. This dude has made so many books that like Reckoner series.
The Reckoners is by far my favorite.
One of my favorite underrated and underspoken about series. And you talked to me about it once, and it came up on my feed because I was reading Mistborn, and I was like, "Oh, I think Norby had mentioned this," and I fell in love with it. And we can talk more about like the details of the books in a minute. But this dude then to come out, The Wheel of Time, he did do that.
He did.
Oh shit, this shit's on Amazon.
That's the thing is he's got a lot of clout with his stories. He's built a shit ton of stuff.
Fucking brilliant at building a world. Not only does he build a world, he gives you the facts for that world. So the Mistborn series, have you read it, Norby? All of the Mistborn?
I have, yeah.
So he ended up writing like a prologue. So he made 9 books, and then it made a book to give you the facts of why this world works.
Oh shit.
Who gives you an almanac?
Yeah.
For the world he built.
To be fair, that's the thing. Like, when I read a fantasy book, I want to have fucking context.
Yes.
I don't know how many times I've gotten in arguments with my wife about fucking Harry Potter when it's like, oh, this wand has this core in it. I'm like, why is that magical? Like, what does that mean?
Give me that
anything?
context.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why the fuck does it mean anything?
And you know what Brandon Sanderson does? I got you.
Yeah.
And writes a whole fucking book of the context. But then says
he
would vote
gay people.
But he said he would likely vote against gay marriage.
God.
He said a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like he's like he said some out of pocket shit, and no one asked his opinion. He just kind of came out. He came out to the defense of J.K. Rowling.
Yep.
And everyone's like, "Bro, you could have just shut the fuck up and kept that to yourself."
So hold on. This is a joke. So should he shut up and dribble?
Yes, he should shut up and write.
That's tough.
But to to the point, it was like no one was asking him. He wasn't at the center of attention. He just kind of decided to say his own things. And then afterwards, like, I can't believe people are coming at me. You opened the door.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, that's tough.
You
man. That
opened
sucks.
the door and said, "Hey, like I have a bunch of like I just want to piss everyone off and then be mad that people were pissed."
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing, Brandon. You're a bright man.
100%. Yeah.
Like you're.
It's so that's the thing. Like it's. I feel like this point in age.
Wait, real quick. I'm sorry for anyone who tuned in for a bourbon show. This is bullshit. This is the bullshit portion. We'll get to
This is the
bourbon
bullshit
in a moment.
part.
Go.
It's
like
the
it.
name.
100%. Like that's the thing though. Is like I don't give a shit how much I like something. I don't put anyone on pedestals anymore.
Big
Me
fan.
too.
Especially nowadays.
Me too.
Because like I don't give a shit. Like you came out with this thing that I fucking love for like the last 10 years. Chances are the next fucking day you're gonna come out and say something like fucking anti-Semitic or anti-gay or some bullshit. I'm like, all right, cool.
Never meet your heroes, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I gotta cut them off. It's tough, man. Like it's tough when you grow up or you identify with something that
Do you cut off their work?
you have to. On Spotify, you can turn off people.
No, real. I
artists.
just.
Yeah.
Normally, do you cut off Brandon Sanderson after he said all that shit?
I have to, and that's the thing that I hate.
Yeah,
Is like,
it's tough.
do I still love his work that I remember listening to, remember reading and all that shit? Yes, I do.
There's a
But
part of me
yeah.
that if the Mistborn gets turned into a series, I might still watch it.
That's the thing that's hard because like at that point, like, are you supporting him? Or are you supporting the actors that are carrying it on and the writers that did it? Like it's a hard argument to like try to go against.
Adapted for screenplay by blah blah blah. Like,
Exactly.
I'm no longer fucking with Brandon. I'm fucking with
Yeah, it's
Rebecca,
based off his
whatever,
shit, yes.
who wrote this screenplay for
Exactly.
this shit. So do I feel, is it like what, how many layers of separation? Like whatever the fuck it is. Am I so far removed from the original artist that I'm cool with it?
No, I get that. And again, it's a very hard argument to like try to defend in some cases where like people are going to see like, oh, it's still associated with him. Like, yes, it's associated with him, but like how many degrees of separation are there? How many like people am I supporting beyond him at this point by doing this?
Well, I only brought it up because John's point, it was like Josh Whedon wasn't involved in this new run of stuff.
Yeah, he just had to say
Sign
yes or
Yes.
no.
But he was at the core of the
It's the Whedonverse.
the Whedonverse.
It's still his shit, right?
Yep.
And they just want to do their own thing.
But it was so far removed that you felt comfortable supporting it. right?
100%.
Yeah.
And actually, his name wasn't on it.
Yeah,
Correct.
but
I
you
started
know
listening
where the
to
source
it,
material is.
right? And then I'm like, I don't know, 25% in, and then I read an article saying, "Oh yeah, we had to ask him permission."
Yep.
I'm like, what
But
the fuck?
but to your point, but to my point, you knew where it came from.
Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to get to. Where like,
And I knew
Are
the
we
idea
cool-
came from not him, from the actors that played characters on characters that he created.
but exactly
Yeah.
at the source material at its core, you are still supporting him. And I'm not saying it to be difficult.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find like where's that line of Brandon Sanderson made his money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, me streaming his book does not get much more money in his pocket. And when I go on Audible, because that's what we just had a whole fucking strike about. People aren't getting as much money.
Yeah. I think
if they drop the next Mistborn, am I comfortable reading it?
I think if he directly did it,
He's gonna have to do all of them.
you shouldn't do them, right? But if I would have known, like Josh Whedon directly didn't do this work, right?
Yeah.
His name's not on it. He just had to approve it,
Correct.
right? If he would directly do the work, I probably wouldn't have listened to it, right?
Yeah.
But the actors are on it, so maybe I would have because they need a payday,
Yeah.
right? But like, so for example,
But-
like,
Perfect point.
like I'm not gonna get too much into it, but like I grew up with Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kanye did what he did.
Yeah.
He said what he said. I'm not gonna get into what he
A
said.
lot of shit.
I went on Spotify and I turned off Kanye. Right? And I identified a lot of stuff with Kanye growing up as a kid. He helped me work through a lot of shit.
100%.
College
Right?
dropout, all
Yeah.
that
Like
graduation.
classic albums, but like I cannot separate the artist from the work in that aspect
Yes.
because then I'm supporting their mindset
Yes.
on them not liking a sect of people.
Yeah,
Right?
that's my point.
And I can't do that.
Correct.
Because as a brown person, you know, you have to watch out for your people, right?
Yeah.
So if this person's willing to say stuff about this sect of people, what are they going to say about me?
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
it was tough. So I have turned off, and I'm going to say the people that have turned off on Spotify out loud, right? R. Kelly, Chris Brown, and Kanye West have all been turned off on my Spotify. I can't listen to their songs on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of like a reconciling part, right?
Yeah.
It's yes, you understand that at some point in your life they meant something. It does not mean that they have to mean it now.
100%. Yeah.
Like I could understand that college dropout and graduation and all that. I could reminisce. I could be like, yo, those
Exactly.
are bangers. I'm never buying a Yeezy. I'm never listening to his next
I'm not
album.
giving you money now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Money then I gave you, I'm not going to give you money now.
You can't. You don't have to feel bad about what you've done in the past.
Yeah.
It's more of once you've been educated, what you decided to do at that point.
Yeah, which is fucking tough, because there are people who I'm sure fell in love with Harry Potter and like this is their world, and then had to make a tough decision of, I fucking have a whole bedroom based on those books.
That's why I didn't play the new game.
I have like like all this shit, and there's streamers who straight up said, I'm not gonna play this game.
Oh yeah.
And even though it's the most popular game to stream right now, I'm not doing it. And those who said, oh, it's just a game, were fucking shitted on from other people. So you're gonna have to be kind of in this. You have to figure out how to walk that line.
Yeah.
Like just random thing, because we talked about supporting artists or turning people off. Spotify did that wrap up, and it said at some point that it's like, oh, one of the most listened artists you listen to is Drake. I was like, no, I don't. And you forget that this man is either produced or featured or something.
Yeah.
And I listen to The Weeknd. I listen to artists around him.
Yeah.
He ends up being featured on something. It's like, oh, he's one of those, like, this man has his hands in everything.
Everything.
So I don't support him, but then I turn off a lot of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
So what happens there? I'm not listening. I tune into I'm about The Weeknd's album because I fuck with The Weeknd, even though he's weird and sometimes says some
They
weird
count
shit.
features, so like
So
Drake popped up on my shit.
yeah, and I don't support Drake.
And so did Travis Scott, but that's because Bad Bunny was on both their albums, and I listened, and Kid Cudi was on Travis Scott's album, and I listened to a lot of the songs on both their albums because of Bad Bunny.
Yes.
And The Weeknd was also on Travis Scott's album. And
There's even a reggae artist I listen to called Team or Tim, TM or whatever. Has Drake pops up on their album.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
And then they count it as Drake. And here's the thing, like, I don't know if Drake's doing what they say that he does, right? Like,
that's what's been proven,
But I'm like distancing myself just in case.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So because like look what happened with R. Kelly. There was always those rumors and they proved it. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's in jail for doing what he did. And there's a Netflix special. There's 2 Netflix specials, or maybe even more,
Probably
about the things that he did. Right. So like I'd rather kind of like distance myself from an artist now than in 10 years from now. It's super hard. Like I'm gonna be I'm gonna be 48 in 10 years, bro.
Well, first of all, super hard in 48 might be tougher.
and just to be clear, when we talk about pause, like it's anything sexual.
Yeah, it's nothing else. It's just
Like
sexual.
that-
For all you motherfuckers are like, oh,
It's sexual. Like we're not.
I talked about his mom stuffing. It was obviously.
Bro, come on.
What?
Pause, bro.
We were there 10 minutes ago.
You're gonna talk about my mom again?
I'm clarifying that I didn't mean anything sexual.
Clarification.
It's just clarification.
We'll have to turn these
Like
mics
this.
off in a second.
But I'm just like, it's just an interesting conversation to have. I'm pretty sure this will end up in bonus features, but I just wanted to, like, Brandon Sanderson's one of my favorite authors. And like, there are other people that if you dig deep enough, and I had a conversation with my friend Kevin, best friend Kevin, that he said, certainly if you dig deep enough into any person in the media's like past, you'll find some shit you don't like. So you have to be conscious of that. Like you never, like I said, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
You're going to find something in someone else you don't like.
Yeah.
Hell, if you dig deep enough into your friends' lives, they're going to say some shit or do some shit you don't like.
Especially like nowadays with the internet and all that stuff. Like there's easily something that's going to come up.
Yeah. And we can't agree with
Think about you 10 years ago.
Oh, 10 years ago, I would fucking... I was an idiot.
Yeah.
I was an idiot.
Get canceled.
I would get canceled immediately.
No, we said some dumb shit 10 years ago.
To be clear, I wouldn't get canceled. I was always honest. But yes.
we grow. I think that's the other thing is like some people grow, but there's certain things that are just like non-negotiables.
Yeah. Irredeemable stuff. Yeah.
Irredeemable shit.
Perfect example of growth and just being with the time. Tropic Thunder. Robert Downey Jr. did straight up blackface. In a movie, in this, it was a parody of being like they were parodying an actor who'd be a method actor. But even
he's a dude playing a dude.
I'm just a dude playing a dude playing another dude.
But this is like I wouldn't put that against him.
But I get it. But there are people who, especially nowadays,
out of context,
would see that and be like, "This man did blackface," and try to cancel him.
Yeah,
he's even said, "I don't regret it because it was a parody of something parodying somebody else."
Still racist though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point though. It's supposed to be racist.
Still racist.
That's
so like to bring up something like this.
Okay.
There was an article that came up. I don't know how recently, but like basically a person came up and brought up that there was this kid that was dressed up for a Chiefs game.
Oh, shit. I saw that.
Remember, they took a picture of one side of him that was blackface, and the journalist like went in on this kid for being blackface, and then people were like, "Oh wait, he's not blackface. He's half black, half red because Chiefs. And then people were like, "Is that better though?"
That's so racist.
And then again, it was a back and forth thing.
He had the
headdress. He had
Yeah.
But again, it's
he
this
was
thing
wearing the colors of the uniforms.
Exactly. It's a half black, half red face. Technically, it should have been half red, half white.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been black.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
again, it's one of those situations where does this kid take the responsibility for it? Is it his parents?
His parents, because he's a kid.
Is it the journalist reporting it, not reporting it correctly the first time by saying that he's wearing blackface?
I mean, if you really want to go there, dig deeper.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Exactly. They're the ones still holding on to that tradition.
Come on.
So
Washington.
And I do think, to an extent, we could dig so deep in this, but that journalist, should have been held accountable. You mislabeled what that conversation is. What was going on.
Yeah.
You put that kid now in a
the crosshairs. Exactly. Yeah.
And you put this. He's a fucking child, and you fucking misrepresented what that conversation was because you wanted to get a little bit of more clicks on you. You fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
He is a child. There are kids that say stupid shit all the time.
There's no way that he just did it himself either.
Yeah.
His parents.
No.
He didn't show up to a store. I want that headdress and pay for it out of his piggy bank.
And did his face paint himself.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's a bunch of shit that goes on there. Do not target the child.
Yeah.
And you know what the fuck it is. There's going to be people who saw that and be like, this kid ain't shit. The kid doesn't know.
Yeah.
The kid doesn't know what the kid doesn't know. These things are trained and taught and whatever. So I just don't want to shit on the kid too much. We're going to take a quick water break because shit, this got heavy quick, man. We haven't even gotten to a fucking pour of the day. Guys, I hope that you guys are enjoying this conversation, man. I'm loving it, and we're going to see where we go next. But make sure that after all these deep drinks and all these authors and all these writers and all these people you want to cancel, that you still don't fucking text your ex. She ain't worth it, bro. Be right back. Hey guys, while you're listening to the show, I know that you guys want to join in a little bit with us and pouring something up. Here at the show, we ask that you guys drink responsibly and do the right thing. Don't drink and drive. Avoid Amazon one-click buying, and I promise you, you do not need to text your ex. But all jokes aside, do the right thing, don't be dumb, and be safe. Thanks, guys. And now, let's get back to the show. All right, guys, so we are back from our quick little water break. We went ahead and poured something up, and I'm going to give you some history because this is not your traditional, well-known whiskey. This is something a little bit special. It was a gift from my best friend, Kevin. Yes, I'm going to keep bringing that up, and hopefully his significant other hears this because I like claiming him. He's mine. You're just borrowing him. I'll be right back, guys, and let's give you some information on 10th Mountain. Hey, guys. So for our next bottle, we will be pouring up a bottle of 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit. So this is a very cool bourbon because it's from a smaller distiller, not one of the most recognized ones, obviously. This is out of Vail, Colorado, and they have a very interesting past, and 10th Mountain Men cites that not only is the Spirit Company a tribute to the 10th Mountain Soldier, but it's also a tribute to those who enjoy the mountain lifestyle, living it fully and every day. So the 10th Mountain Division was constructed in 1942, located 22 miles west of Vail, between Leadville and Minturn in the Pando Valley. This initial population of a Camp Hale included 15,000 soldiers, 3,000 administratives, medical, and other non-skiing staff, 5,000 mules, and 200 dogs. The dogs sound awesome. So, after World War II, many of the 10th Mountain Men warriors came home to the USA and continued skiing. The 10th Mountain Division veterans started many of the U.S. ski areas people now love. At least 62 ski resorts have been founded and managed by former 10th Mountain Division veterans. The tradition of excellence established by the original 10th Mountain Division continues with today's 10th Mountain Division Light Infantry, now based in Fort Drum in Watertown, New York. The 10th Mountain Division Light Infantry has the distinction of being the most deployed military unit when a humanitarian natural disaster or conflict arises in the world. Now, obviously, this is something that I'm not sure we can get in stores. Fortunate for me, my best friend Kevin did bring me this back from Colorado. I've been enjoying it and waiting for special occasions, and this seems as good a time as any to kind of feature something that's unique and not necessarily something everyone knows history about. I will go ahead and attach some of the site information on the show notes, but this is going to be a fun one. Hopefully the guys enjoy this bottle in particular. This run has won Denver International Spirits Competition Gold, North American Whiskey and Bourbon Competition, Gold, and Best in Class and ABV Network Awards. So it's got some notoriety here. It's going to be a good one, guys. Let's see what the boys think. So we already went ahead and poured that up. And once again, we poured some pretty heavy pours because Shin is just trying to push us to our limits. I'm pretty certain that I'm going to earn that Patreon check this month.
Stop making me pour then.
You're closest to the classes. So it's more about convenience.
Stop complaining.
Yeah, you're right. So John, as always, is fucking fast to arrive.
Overzealous.
Wow. John, what do you think so far?
For me personally, smoother than the previous drink that we had.
All right.
And the story was pretty cool, hearing about it. But for me, this is easier to drink.
Yeah, man.
I can sip on this a lot easier than the previous drink.
This is 92 proof compared to the Booker's 126.6. Jesus, that's so much smaller. That's so much lighter. What's cool? Pause. What's cool about this one, honestly, is because it's so unique, that story and that mountain life. And if you've ever gone to anywhere in Colorado, it's a much more chill lifestyle. Everyone's real. Obviously, depending, if you go to Colorado Springs, you're going to be in a heavily military town where everyone's like, "Hey, boy," and everyone's chill, still chill compared to like Florida because we what is it? Inhale bath salts. We do some
crocodile.
We hug crocodiles here. I fucking hate it here sometimes, but overall, really good. But good. I'm glad you like it. I know that you got some shit going on tomorrow morning, so we ended up with something lighter. Nori, what do you think so far, man?
It's good. I like it. I wouldn't say, from my personal preferences, as smooth as what we had with the Bookers. Honestly,
yeah.
Granted, it is not as strong as Bookers.
Yeah,
but it is good. It's a good pour. It's a good drink.
It's good. It's something that it's so part of the reason why I enjoyed it, obviously, other than being unique and something different, because a lot of the whiskeys and stuff we talk about Tennessee whiskey, we talk about obviously Kentucky, we talk about the places that everyone's very familiar with. To see something coming out of Colorado that's not laced with THC, is that what? It is actually
no.
What? That episode's coming up soon. That'll be in April, specifically the 20th. Listen, so I think it was cool to see something out of there and something you can't necessarily walk into your local ABC. So shouts to Kevin for getting this. The story, to your point, was really cool. I did attach in the show notes their website. You can get to know their about us and all that. So definitely something to enjoy, but it tastes lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy Booker's better, but I've also drink this shit all the time. I drink whiskey and bourbons all the time. So for me, there's a certain level of when you anticipate heat, you cringe a little bit. There's still, even though you expect that bite, and the Booker's was smoother than I expected it to be. Because when I was reading the show notes and getting ready for this, and I see 126.6, I thought, fuck, this is going to be a long one. It's going to burn good, but this is going to be a lot of slurring and a lot of edits.
Yeah.
I just thought about my Sunday editing the show. Well, overall, I like them both. I think that they give you something different, something unique. And we talk about supporting small businesses and local. I'm not going to make the joke, John. But like St. Augustine Distillery and a couple of the smaller spots and places where you can still pick something up unique that you can't get. Not to defer too much from what we're drinking, one of the bottles I do want to feature in a future episode is from Jepta. It's from Kentucky. This brand called Jepta Creed. Jepta Creed, and what they do is they do this called this butcher's corn. So the owner of Jepta Creed decided, I want to have something special, and he decided to make and pay for someone to make blood red corn.
Blood red corn.
Blood red corn. This is not a joke.
It's corn.
It's got the juice. This one gave you bourbon. But it is really unique looking. The flavor is different. We went to their gift shop and their whole distillery tour, and it was over the top, one of the best tours I've been on. But guys, do yourself a favor, look up what this looks like, and it's blood red corn. But we'll get there. But that's why I wanted to try this 10th Mountain, and my fiance picked it out. I asked, what should the boys drink tonight? She's like, give them something they haven't had and pick this for you boys.
Okay.
So you can say thank you to her. So I know we kind of deferred a little bit, or like kind of got off track earlier, and I wanted to tell you guys what I've been doing lately. I did want to start maybe a Bourbon and Bullshit book club, because I am currently trying to read. Well, I started reading it. It's something called The Hollow Ones by Guillermo del Toro. Okay. For those who don't know, the guy from Pan's Labyrinth.
What? That guy?
That guy. He also writes books like him, and is with Chuck Hogan. It's The Hollowed Ones, The Blackwood Tapes Volume 1, and horrific crime series that defies explanation. A rookie FBI agent, blah, 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 blah. But listen, it's actually been really cool, because I think Guillermo del Toro does a really good job of kind of building almost suspense without going over the top.
Oh, yeah. No, he's great for that.
Yeah, exactly. He does this really good job of like putting you into the moment of like, what's going to happen? And then it happens and you're like, shit, that was great. It's not the Anne Rice where he like the door opens and then it closes. And then it's like, he's not over the top with some of the details.
Yeah.
For you non-book nerds, Anne Rice does a lot of fucking
I mean, if you want to get even more explicit, fucking look at Lord of the Rings. When they spend like a page and a half describing about the dew rolling off a leaf.
Oh my God.
The two towers, bro.
Oh my
the
God.
Entries and the ent people. Like,
But,
I can't do it, bro.
Yeah, but he doesn't do fillers.
No,
Guillermo del Toro doesn't do fillers. Everything he's doing is with a purpose. Yes, Pan's Labyrinth, one of the most visually stunning, great movies.
Classic.
And banger. And a lot of people didn't watch it because they're like, what is Pan's Labyrinth?
Oh, it's in Spanish?
Yeah,
well,
that shit too.
So one of the things that reminds me is Golden Army.
From Hellboy too.
Hellboy. Yeah.
They're talking about possibly doing another one of that.
Yo, shut up.
As long as he is involved.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You stop it. You
do
stop it.
They're talking about possibly doing it though.
You better not.
So
Don't get me excited.
What's
Ron
cool
Perlman.
Oh, he's 108 years old. But what's cool about this book, because it's like the FBI agent's questioning her sanity and this crazy thing. So I'm assuming he's going to make this whole like slashing of reality and making this whole psychological thriller. And I love that it's not going to be something that has to be in a mythical world, because we get that a lot from him. I'm kind of curious what this is going to be. So if people want to read it with me, I know that we have some of my homies, Kroopy, and a couple of people who want to read and do this stuff with me. I'm down for it. So if you're down, I'm in it. But that's what I'm doing right now. So guys and girls, we did give the boys some more holiday questions, but we got a little saucy in the first part, so we're going to have to move on to something else a little bit, but we're still going to get holidays because enough of that. Listen, so John and Norby, you guys both had some questions, and we kind of brought up some of the Christmas memories, and I know we kind of mixed it in with what we were doing earlier, but Norby, do you have any one of your Christmas memories that you thought that we didn't cover, something that did not run into it? Because if not, I have the perfect next question. I know I asked John, so I didn't want to do you the disservice of not asking you if you had something separate from your favorite Christmas gift.
Just like standout Christmas memory in general.
If not a big deal, because we know the next one.
Honestly, the biggest things for me is kind of like a... I'm trying to think of the best way to put it.
In a minute, John has one.
For me, the biggest thing is kind of combining my Christmas shit with significant others' Christmas shit.
What do you go on? Because I can see that becoming a mess quick.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it is. It's a situation where like dealing with like they're like like we're gonna do a white rhino and like secret Santas and
Elf on the Shelf.
Yes, that kind of stuff.
Fucking shit.
To be fair, with my wife, we have done Elf on the Shelf, but we've also done Ghoul on a Stool.
What?
Of course you would. Of course you fucking would.
Okay.
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I've never heard of Ghoul on a Stool. Go on. I'm gonna look this up.
That's unique.
Ghoul on a Stool is a bit like Elf on the Shelf, but think of it like more like the Krampus version of it.
He looks like baby Shrek.
What? What
Come
are you
on,
looking
Shrek.
at?
Donkey.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Go into school. Go on. Keep going.
So we
that doesn't look like Shrek to you.
You might be looking
the
at
Wish
some different
version of
The
Shrek.
Wish version of Shrek.
Yeah, you might be looking at something there. So our Ghoul on the Stool is he's again literally Ghoul kind of like elfish ghoul kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He comes on a, honestly for me, described worse as like a throne than a stool. But we do the same thing where our daughter has to worry about where our elf on the shelf shows up. She also worry about where the ghoul on the stool shows up throughout the day.
Is one more menacing than the other to her?
Absolutely.
Is it the elf?
No, it's the ghoul.
Oh, I was hoping she would say the elf is.
No, because like again, I don't know what picture you're looking at for ghoul on the stool. Ghoul on the stool for us, think of like elf on the shelf, except like its eyes and mouth are just like vacant hollows.
Oh no, that's not the one I'm looking at. I'm looking at some green ghoul, smiling
No.
ghoul. Oh, that's why you have fucking nightmare fuel. The one I have.
she's happy to find it.
Oh my god, this is the one I have.
No, nowhere near.
Okay,
fish.
that's why I'm thinking.
No,
this looks like Baby Shrek, and you're talking about it like it's the evil. This doesn't look bad at all.
Let me see if I can find one. I don't know if I can find this shit.
Why are you looking for that, John? What's your? Why are you looking at? I'm like, I thought you had one. Do you had a ghoul in the stool?
No, like I was just like a fond memory of Christmas, like you know, I talked about earlier about how, you know, my dad loved Christmas, so like he would make it a whole event. We would as a family do the tree. We would do it was like the most Puerto Rican tree. Right. And
what's the most Puerto Rican
and for those of you that don't know about like
what's
Puerto
the
Rican
most
trees,
Puerto Rican tree? Yeah.
Like if you know, you know. You know what I mean? Like, so you put the lights, you put the ornaments, and then you put like a bunch of ribbons on it. Like ribbons and bows. Right?
That's
that ghoul on a stool. I can't.
That looks adorable.
Why does it look like a Grogu and an orc from Lord of the Rings put together?
We're gonna put this on.
We ain't gonna do that. So like my fondest memory is just like making Christmas like a family affair where like everybody that day has to decorate. We take everything out, and then we take everything out of the boxes. We have the tree. It was always a real tree. We put it up, and then we put everything up together as a family. We put all the music on, all the Spanish music, and all the non-Spanish music, Christmas-wise. You know, so Mariah Carey obviously gets played. And then you obviously Feliz Navidad gets played. And then we just make it a whole family affair. We got coquito, we got pasteles, everything. So like it was always just like nice to know that no matter, because I still work retail. I haven't escaped like Arthur has, you know, like so. Working retail and working the holidays is tough because like you come home and you're tired, right? But then your family like tells you, hey, we're gonna decorate the tree today as a family, and you're like, oh, today's like my only day off. But you value that, right? Because you never know when that's gonna go away. So no matter how tired you are, just do it, right? And you'll have those fond memories. So like for me, every Christmas is a fond memory right before the decorating part. So usually I decorate like the day after Thanksgiving.
Really? That early?
I didn't do it this year because I was out of town. If not, usually like the first week of December.
So my significant other / fiance, because if I don't say that, she throws stuff.
Fiance.
She usually does the decorating the day after Thanksgiving, but she's been tired, so it took a little bit longer this time. I was like, oh, thank God, because I hate Christmas. But I love her, so I am supportive of picking up and putting down whatever she asks me to. No, I love her. I love seeing the face that she's like, oh, I like doing this. She decorates for every fucking, it could be fucking President's Day. There's little Abraham Lincoln's.
Arbor Day.
It's calendar day. It's just little tiny calendars all over the house. I just love seeing her smile, so it's fine. Enough of the mushy, sappy shit. But so now that we've kind of gone through those fond memories and all that, while Shane is still looking for the ghoul on the stool, are we done looking for that?
No, I literally cannot find our version of ghoul on the stool. I'm only finding the one that you found.
You see?
It's like the green skin little cutie.
I feel like your wife is dedicated something to the devil, and
she made that herself.
Like this is to put it into context. It looks like an elf
with no soul.
Yes, like it's literally
what?
Like a creepypasta elf.
It's a creepypasta. Like this elf had seen The Ring.
Oh,
and like has shit like taken away from it.
Not the one to rule them all, but the one from the 7 Days video.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to find.
Oh, wow, that's...
I've texted the missus to give me a picture of it, giving it context, but she might be asleep.
While you're just citing that or going through that, I did want to talk about something that's important. Die Hard, A Christmas Tale. Not asking if it's a Christmas movie or not. I mean, we could quickly touch on that. John, do you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
Yes. It's on Christmas. Like, I don't care what, you know.
I was going to say, I respect Bruce Willis.
And I respect his opinion, and I know he's going, you know, he's having his hard time.
He's going to say
right
otherwise and everything.
But it's a Christmas movie, bro.
Exactly.
It takes place on Christmas.
Exactly.
So argue the point.
I'm not going to make the joke.
So like,
I'm not going to make the joke.
So Spider-Man
movie?
is a Thanksgiving movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's on Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
And that's fine. Home Alone.
Yeah.
That's a Christmas movie.
That's a Christmas movie, yeah.
Yeah. Every year they leave him alone. It's Christmas.
So I watch.
Can we
here we
also
go.
talk
I
about
got
the
it.
fact that the family is like always not paying attention? What the fuck is that? Send me that picture.
That's the ghoul in the stool.
That is not the ghoul I found.
That has
is-
to be put on the show notes, bro.
That is the Terrifier
That's
on the
terrifying. That's
stool.
Terrifier
That's
4.
not okay.
That's Terrifier
the
4.
No
ghoul in the
wonder
stool.
she's freaking out.
No, no.
Our daughter loves it just fine.
Excuse me? Did she make that?
Every time you say, my daughter's a monster,
that's out of
you have
pocket.
created it with shit like that.
No, we ain't doing this.
Hunting her at
Nope,
night.
Not doing that. Nope.
Oh my God, guys, this is,
Nope.
it's not Halloween anymore. But I feel like it is.
To be fair, she has the ghoul in the stool, but
Send
she
me
also
that-
has the elf on the shelf.
Send me that picture.
I'm saying.
God damn it. Fucking the Home Alone family just has to stop. They have to do better inventory on Christmas.
Did you ever watch the Home Alone, like Disney? The Disney one?
remake?
Yeah, that came out not too long ago.
No.
Absolute dog
Is it
shit.
trash?
Yeah.
Dog shit.
Yeah.
Trash.
It's basically like a super privileged kid, like
Bro.
having to deal with
It's so
home
bad.
invaders.
Oh,
You
that's
can't do
so
Home
bad.
Alone down this day and age with
No.
like with social media and phones.
Bro, you can
can't
just
do
find
it.
my app, find my phone.
Yeah.
Like people will find that.
You
kid
can't do
right
it.
away.
Exactly, yeah. Like you have to remember, like the original movie was he was
Child
stuck at
service is going
home.
to show up.
The phone lines were down.
Why did he not call
like-
911 when he knew they were going to break into the house?
Again, the phone lines were down.
No,
though.
he ordered pizza.
He ordered pizza though.
The phone lines were down though.
How do you order pizza?
I don't fucking know, but
That's
remember
what I'm
that's the
saying.
thing is the cops tried showing up, they couldn't call him because the phone lines were down. That is their own goddamn loophole they have to deal with.
No, that's fine.
That's some horse shit.
He somehow got pizza at the door.
It doesn't work.
Animals.
It won't work now.
They won't
No,
work.
100%.
Home Alone, what? Like, hey, mom, you left me here. Oh, say
Yeah,
less.
she would check the camera at the home.
That
Yeah.
the ring,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ring
Literally,
camera.
I can check my cameras right now. See
Exactly.
What's going on.
Check the nest. Kevin McAllister's dumbass is still at the house.
Yeah. What is it? Was it Ring, Nest, Wise? Like, there's so many camera services.
Yeah.
That shit wouldn't happen
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
If it does, you're a bad parent.
No, regardless of the camera service, she was a bad parent because it's happened multiple Christmases in a row.
She was 36.
Yeah, she
Also,
looked,
and
she
think
was a
about
hard
like that.
36.
That's the hard 36.
hard.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact. He just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah,
He did,
Macaulay
yeah.
Culkin did
Macaulay
just get
Culkin.
that. Yeah.
Good for him.
And his brother's in Scott Pilgrim.
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, good for him. He dealt with a lot of shit growing up. He recovered from it.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. He recovered from it.
That's tough.
So
we back in the cancer.
he's
No, we ain't going
succeeded despite it.
yeah.
Big facts. Big facts.
He needed that star a long time ago. He
Mm-hmm.
deserved it because we all know this fucking slap on the fucking sides of your face.
Yeah.
And like Home Alone, we know that he turned into the
Mm-hmm.
guy from Saw, Kevin McAllister, not Macaulay Culkin.
Excuse me.
He's Jigsaw. Have you not
I'm
seen
not
that
doing
theory?
this with you. I'm not doing.
Have you
this
not seen that theory?
I'm not doing this with you.
Wait, have you really not seen this theory?
I have, but I'm not doing this with you.
That Kevin McAllister
It's not.
turned into Jigsaw.
I don't
No.
get that.
I understand, but it was great. It's a fun theory.
Okay. You want to go with that
No,
theory?
we're not.
Then Home Alone is Die Hard. That's a better theory. Think
How?
about it. Think about it.
No.
Think about
You
it.
can't just say think about it. You
Oh,
have to
yeah?
give the reasonings. All right.
What's Die Hard about?
Are you saying that?
Kevin McAllister,
Uh-huh.
right, is the same as oh my God, what's Bruce Willis' character? John McClane.
Yep.
They're the same fucking person.
Go on. How?
The way they do their shit.
How?
They're put in this place, right, where like a normal person wouldn't survive,
I'm
right?
glad you remembered there's a microphone in front of you.
Right? Yeah, I fucking got away from the microphone. Forgot that I have a microphone. Right?
John went to the other side of the
Yeah,
room to
I
get
was like,
hot about this.
hello guys, I'm over here.
John
So,
got so passionate he
think
went to
about
the other side of the
John
room.
McClane was barefoot, with a tank top, running around doing out of pocket shit, right? And fucking
You can't do it.
Macaulay Culkin's over here
McAllister?
doing fucking out of pocket shit with his house.
Oh, that's not related. You
Like,
can't just say
Yo,
think about
nah,
it.
bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
In his defense, I says that is as related as it is to Saw.
I know. I just think it's funnier, but
I get it.
But moving on. What were we talking about? Oh, so Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I think it is a Christmas movie. I refuse to think it's not a Christmas movie.
I don't.
And I understand that he went through some shit. And that's how you knew it was the first signs of him going through some shit when he said it wasn't a Christmas movie. Norby, what is your favorite quintessential? Like, you remember every Christmas. What's your, like, that? All right, two things. It's a two-pronged question. What is your favorite Christmas movie, or what is the movie that you most associate with Christmas?
So, favorite Christmas movie, specifically in the context of Christmas, I'm gonna say is Elf. I like bringing Elf up. I like watching Elf. That's one of my favorite things.
Santa. I know him.
Outside the outside fringe movies, yes, Die Hard, definitely in the top of that list. I can't remember the fucking name of it now, though. The one that came out just like a year or two ago that had
Hopper?
Yes, Hopper playing Santa.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, what was the name of that movie? I can't remember now.
Go on. Why do you like it? I'll figure it out.
Oh, it's
Violent Night.
Yes, Violent Night, yes.
Yes.
So we literally bought it last year as our Christmas movie to watch, and we, like, Ashley and I looked at each other, it's like, yeah, we're going to watch this every fucking Christmas now. Like, that is going to be our Christmas tradition is going to be watching Violent Night.
That movie, you stole mine, because that is now my favorite Christmas movie of all
It's
time.
just so on point.
It's perfect, and look.
It's not even like us, it's not even like a facsimile to like Santa. It's literally fucking Santa messing people up,
Whooping, killing people with candy canes.
Exactly,
and he's not trying to. He's like, look, I just want to get back to what I'm doing. But I have to now save this family because that kid is nice. Mm-hmm. She's on the good list. I gotta go do this. He seemed kind of almost like begrudgingly.
Oh god,
like,
but it's so
I got
good.
somewhere to be today, but this kid has their shit together.
Oh god, and the way it ends and everything, oh, it's so good.
All of it's so great. And before that one, more traditional. Anything that stands out, or anything that you're like, oh, I gotta have.
Again, just Elf. Like, in terms of like, if I was like picking a regular movie that I could watch with my daughter, Elf. Elf is gonna be my regular Christmas movie to put on and like watch it. It's just very wholesome. It's very funny. Like, I love it. Like, it's just great all around for like a Christmas movie.
What I mean, has she figured out? Has she had her own thing, or like any movies that she's like, oh, Dad, put this on to you? She's been around for a little bit.
I would probably say for her is Grinch, like the Jim Carrey one.
Oh, not the
not the
Strange
animated
one, not the Doctor Strange one, right?
Yeah,
because that one came out, and I was surprised that fucking Benedict Cumberbatch voiced that. You saw that? Happen,
I have,
right?
but you know, like hers is the Jim
John,
Carrey one.
You've never seen that?
No.
Benedict Cumberbatch voiced the most recent Grinch animated one.
Yeah, it was like a 3D-esque.
Yeah,
right.
It's a 2.5D.
Bro, no, I'm not gonna do this.
Not my Grinch.
Like, no, not my Grinch.
Yeah,
that's
hers is 100% the Jim Carrey one. We want to try to take her to Universal because they're doing Grinchmas right now, and we want to try to take her there to see that because she's also huge into like Harry Potter and other shit like that right now. But like, we want to try to take her for a Grinchmas. I
like the Grinch with Jim Carrey. That if it wasn't the new Violent Night, I think the Jim Carrey one, because he exemplifies what I think about. Like, he didn't hate Christmas, he hated people.
Exactly,
and that's kind of how
it's not the season that made him wrong.
Yeah. Like, I love the cold. I don't mind that shit. I don't mind buying my family gifts. I hate the people during Christmas, and that's why I think especially when you work retail, you end up like, nah, fuck these motherfuckers.
Pretty much.
Because it's always those assholes who walk into your store during retail, like during Christmas, like, oh my god, I can't believe you guys are open. Merry Christmas. I forgot batteries and milk. Bitch, if you weren't here,
I would have to be open.
I would be home. Like, right the fuck now.
I mean, if you want to get super depressing, we're talking about like movies, Christmas movies. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh man, that man goes through some shit.
1946.
Oh, back in the day.
I mean,
humbug.
Sorry, just every time we talk about Christmas. So, did you like the It's a Wonderful Life, or is it one of those that?
I think
I asked this because I feel like it always played in the background and I never sat there and watched it.
Do you know what it's about?
Yeah, the guy
Like,
who
could
wants
you-
to jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
He wants to kill himself.
Yeah.
This guy wants to kill himself.
Yeah.
Like, and so like just.
I'm not saying that you did. Like, I'm asking because it's such an older movie. Like, I've never seen.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one where it's like they're at an airport? Casablanca. I've never seen.
You've never seen Casablanca?
I've never seen it in its entirety from beginning to end. As a child, I saw bits and pieces. Yeah, I know those quotes because I've seen bits and pieces. Same thing with "It's a Wonderful Life." I've seen bits
Just
and
looking
pieces.
at you, kid.
You see, I know that part. Don't know what the context is.
I mean,
I would.
there's problems with Casablanca. Also.
Yeah. Okay. That's
There's
a
problems with
different
a lot of movies.
So
back then.
Casablanca, I would watch over "It's a Wonderful Life" if we're going to talk about old films. But then Norby mentioned in the previous episode having Vertigo.
Thank you for the mic.
And Vertigo is arguably one of the best films ever made.
But folks,
That's a whole
so
nother
it's a
thing.
Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Like
it's your
I think
go-to Christmas?
it's a crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched it in years on purpose because it has to do with suicide. That's a tough subject, right? But I think if you're gonna talk about Christmas movies and how hard it is to work during Christmas time and not talk about "It's a Wonderful Life," then I think you're missing out about like the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? Because like this guy's miserable. He's talking about killing himself.
Yep.
Right. So that's tough. We're talking about Die Hard. We're talking about like fucking Home Alone. You know,
Grinch.
the Grinch, like, you know, kind of like some feel good movies. But It's a Wonderful Life. Oof. And what about Scrooge?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna talk about Scrooge.
No.
I like
with Bill
Scrooged.
Murray.
You know,
Yeah.
Bill Murray. There's tons of Christmas movies that like we really don't talk about. For me, like I said, my go-to Die Hard and Home Alone. I watch every year.
Yeah.
Like no bullshit. Those are the one. And the latest Christmas movie that I watch is the one with oh my God, what's his name? The guy that plays the Falcon.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie and Seth Rogen.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And
The
Joseph
Night
Gordon-Levitt.
The night before.
Yes,
Before.
The
And
Night
I
Before.
I
That
think,
was a good one.
I think
a good
that's
one.
a modern, good Christmas movie to watch.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that one's great because it's a situation of, again, like people growing, like you have these lifelong friends, but then like them realizing them like growing beyond the means of what they originally thought the holiday was
Yep.
and what it should be at this point.
Big facts.
There are a lot of movies out there that like. Obviously, we talked about the Grinch with Jim Carrey. We talked about Elf. We talked about The Night Before. Like, I like that at some point. What I will give Christmas movies that they adapted and realized that their audiences are changing. We're evolving. We're going to have some more fun with it. And you can't just do the feel good, great story and not get something more out of it. So I like the old school Deck the Halls or old school Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Like, that shit always stuck with me, even though the fuck shit he would say and do.
So, like I was gonna say, obviously you have the Santa Claus, right, from Tim Allen.
Yeah.
So they've carried that on. Like I don't know if you've seen the most recent shit they have with that.
No, not the most recent.
They
but
have
I
the
know
Santa
that
Clauses now.
Oh my god!
And like the last season, I watched the previous season with my daughter, and it was interesting. They continue with it. Like he was kind of like a situation of like, is this what I wanted? Because he's had 2 kids at this point,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and they've grown up in the fucking North Pole. And this season, I haven't finished watching it, but like, it looks like they're actually like bringing in other Santa Clauses from other cultures now.
What?
Yeah.
At least it's adapting and adopting some new.
Which again, I wouldn't consider that being the case with Tim Allen, considering of some of the shit that he's had.
Yeah, but if
recently.
you sign a big enough check, I guess he's gonna show up.
Yeah, maybe.
Like he's like, we're gonna do another Santa Claus, yeah. But honorable mention to a couple of them, right? I'm gonna name these, and we're gonna be like, yeah, that makes sense. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but no one mentions it because is it a Halloween movie? Is it a Christmas
It's
movie?
like in that in between.
Yeah.
That's why like my
it's
wife.
what you watched in November.
Yeah, it's my wife decorates so that the majority of the house is Christmas, but part of the house is Nightmare Before Christmas.
There's still some skulls next to the
exactly.
candy
There's
canes.
ghosts. There's Jack. There's the mayor. Like we have different shit around like part of the house.
There's a
that's taken.
mistletoe and a Christmas wreath that has some skulls in it.
Yeah, it's not the skulls. It's the monster. It's the monster wreath.
Yeah,
She's actually made that by hand.
I'm worried about the monster wreath now that I've seen the ghoul on the stool. I'm not judging. I'm just saying I'm interested.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention: Gremlins.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Because
We're talking about the first one or the second one?
The first one, where he
First
was
one,
a
yeah.
gift. The Mogwai was a
Yep.
gift on Christmas. So, do we count that?
If we are considering Die Hard,
The whole entirety of the first Gremlins is on Christmas.
Yes. As again, if we're considering Die Hard as a Christmas movie,
Mm-hmm.
the first Gremlins is a Christmas movie as well.
See, I like that because
Damn.
I love Gremlins. There was one movie that showed up on greatest Christmas movies, and I didn't think about it, and I wanted to get your take. I'm not going to say anything until we're done. Edward Scissorhands is considered a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas.
That's the one that's the
movie.
hardest stretch for me because it.
I'm telling you the list.
No, I get it. And again, I can get where people are coming from it. The problem with me with Edward Scissorhands is that does it cover Christmas? Yes. But it is not primarily on Christmas. That is the big thing.
I get it. So they didn't take place. Yeah, I see the difference.
Like it covers Christmas, yes. Do parts of the movie take place in Christmas? Yes. But it's not like Die Hard where it is literally Christmas Eve, Christmas Day kind of situation. Same thing with Gremlins.
That's fair.
Yeah, like it touches it, but it's not necessarily on it.
I want Gremlins to be a Christmas movie. So what can we finagle? Someone get a lawyer in the phone. Do we have the Bourbon and Bullshit lawyer? John, you already said your go-to Christmas movies. You heard us talk about Gremlins. You co-sign or no? Christmas movie
I mean,
or not?
I guess if you're gonna think that Spider-Man counts as a Thanksgiving movie, Gremlin takes place the whole
Primarily
thing
on
on Christmas.
The bulk of it.
Then
So Christmas
the
Eve gone to
whole
Christmas
thing,
Day.
like
The
90%.
bulk of it.
It has to be 90%.
Yeah, I would say.
Then
that.
I guess you could.
I would say I would uninformedly tell you that math checks out because
I guess technically you would count it as a Christmas movie because you said Elf is a Christmas movie, right?
Yes. It doesn't primarily take on Christmas.
Yeah.
Part of it does. But it has have to deal with Santa, elves, that kind of stuff.
I mean,
Whereas like
is a Mogwai an elf? I'm not.
adding
chaos.
No, but again, like Gremlins itself does take place on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
It is all encompassing on that day.
Mm-hmm.
So even if like I was gonna say is a situation of them dealing with stuff in that holiday, like I'm still gonna say it's Christmas. It's the same thing with Die Hard.
so then is Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
Oh, we just talked about.
It's like an in between movie.
It's in between. It's a November.
Yeah.
It's both.
Speaking of halfway spooky and halfway, I guess Christmassy, we're gonna go and take a quick break because we're gonna wrap this up soon. But I still want to feature our sugar mama and our gothic queen. Be right back, guys, and stay tuned to a word from our sponsor.
Sponsor of Bourbon and Bullshit, Big Bang Boom Collective is Orlando's burlesque and cabaret entertainment group, comprised of Midnight Fables Cabaret, Big Bang Boom Cabaret, and Foxy's Den. Follow us on Instagram at Big Bang Boom Collective, or join our VIP email list for info on upcoming shows by visiting www.bigbangboomcollective.com.
All right, guys. So hopefully you are financing the sugar mama because that's the only way I stay alive. There's a lot of threats going around, and I just got to make sure that she gets paid. Moving forward, I do want to get to our next question because I want to make sure that these boys get home to their significant others, even though one of their significant others is cuddled up with my dogs right now. John, apparently I've been replaced. I got a picture from my fiance that your fiance is trying to take my place with my puppies.
That's your problem.
Yeah,
Not mine.
I see that problem.
But we can't have more dogs at the apartment. So
You're not taking my dogs. You can take Anela.
Nope.
No one wants.
You know which one I would take?
No one.
I was there.
I will fight that.
I was
I
there.
will fight you for that. Real side question. All right, comment or feedback or you know what? Fuck you guys. Listen, John was there when I picked up Coco, my dog, because it was the most hood ratchet area possible. And I was like, hey man, I just want to make sure some motherfucker doesn't rob me for this money for this dog. He's like, what? I was like, I'm a big dude, but there could be 3 of them. I'm gonna need you to just be here and just make sure I don't get jumped. And he was there when I picked out my dog. Literally, the reason why I picked my dog was because John saw the small one in the corner and said, that one's being ignored. What about that one? And I went, holy shit. Yeah, what's going to happen with that dog? And the guy who's fucking breeding dogs out of his apartment with like 13 baby mamas is like, yeah, no one wants the runt, blah, blah. And he made it sound real negative, like real like throwaway puppy. And John and I both looked at each other. I was like, I got to go get that dog.
Yeah.
Because this man ain't going to do right by that dog.
Yeah.
And now I have one of my best friends in the world.
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog? It's a bear. I saw the real video to that, and it's like
It's a fucking bear.
It's
bro.
a bear. Can I pet that dog?
You know what's funny?
No.
I found that out 2 weeks ago.
That it was a bear.
I never saw the video.
Oh my god! I saw
Just
the
the
video.
audio.
I saw the video a long time. Yeah, you're right. I saw the video a long time ago, but it was well after hearing the audio. Can I pet that dog? I was like, I don't know what this is from.
Like, bitch, that's a bear.
That's a fucking bear. That is why people
Look at Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
got raped by a bear.
Damn.
So we're gonna round this out a little bit. We've enjoyed our 10th mountain whiskey, but I really want to ask just some deep cuts. I want to ask this personal question, and it's really based on some funny shit. But here we are.
Oh my God! Santa here? I know him. I know him.
When and how did you find out Santa was not real? And do you, as a father, Norby, when do you plan or how do you plan on breaking that news to your daughter? Does she think that Santa's real?
Oh yeah, 100%. She thinks Santa's real.
Fuck me. I'm so glad you said that because there was going to be a probably awkward moment.
Hence why the Ghoul on the Stool and Elf on the Shelf still
Yeah,
work.
those could still happen without Santa being... Elves could be real. I don't know the story of mythology.
They're Santa's helpers.
Oh, the ghoul?
The Ghoul is more Krampus's helper.
Oh, God. There's a mythology here.
What?
Shin, when and how did you find out? Tell me that story about when Santa was real. Yeah.
I can't remember how old I was exactly. I want to say it was either between like 6 or 9, around there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was like that situation where like your parents are trying to get you to fucking sleep before Christmas Day, and
They were annoyed at you.
yeah. Yeah, it's one of those situations because again you're waiting for the presents. Like if I stay up, I can get the present sooner, right? That's how it works. That's the worth of yeah. No, it was they were trying to get me to sleep. I remember like they sent me to sleep, and then I woke up and I snuck out, and then I can't remember who it was exactly, but I remember it was either my dad or my sister, one of the two. They were eating the cookies I put out for Santa.
Oh, my God. You caught them in the act?
Yes. But again, I snuck out. And it was one of the situations where like I snuck out, I saw them doing it, and then I went back to my room and I went back to sleep. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Wait, did you put it together right there immediately that Santa wasn't real, or you just thought they were fucking over Santa?
That was like the dominoes starting to like topple over, right?
Mm.
Right? That was like, oh, wait, they're eating the cookies. But wait, if they're eating the cookies, that means Santa's not eating the cookies. And that means he's not coming. And again, it was like one of the domino effects.
You woke up the next morning, you're like, Santa isn't real.
This is all a lie.
The cake is a lie.
Fabrications.
It's fucking awful, man. That's an inconvenient way of finding out. Like, did you tell them the next morning?
No,
I saw you eat the fucking cookies.
No. It's just, they kept silent. Like, I'm going to run with this.
You fucking bitch. You ate my cookies.
Bruh, that's fucking terrible. And did you judge them a little bit after? Like, you were like, you motherfucking liars.
Eventually got to the point where, like, they realized I knew. And then, like, they were like, all right, we don't have to keep up this pretenses anymore.
There was no conversation. We understood.
Exactly. That's how my family works.
Hispanic families. Communication is not our best. We can dance really well.
Exactly. We drink, we eat, we dance. We don't have to talk about
Procreate.
problems.
We don't talk about our emotions. We just have another baby.
Yeah.
It masks the problem.
Depression, no, that's all a lie.
What?
That's not a thing. We just put some Brugal on it. You'll be fine.
Be happy.
Robitussin and some vapor rub.
You know what it is? You don't go out enough. You should be out.
You stop calling me.
You know what it is? You don't call your mother enough. If you called her enough, sorry, we're not doing this.
You know, your cousin Hector, he calls his mom every day.
You know
what?
You know Julio, the lawyer? You know,
Jesus.
Él fue un abogado, mi hijo.
Oh my God. You just went there. Yo, wow.
Oh my God!
Wow.
There's a whole fucking childhood drama here. It's like almost everyone from like a minority family is like they always compare.
The flashbacks now.
You get the flashbacks of like they compare you to like their best friends. You know Maria, my friend. Her son's a lawyer, and she calls him all, and he calls her all the time.
And you work at Dairy Queen.
You do this whole fucking flip with the fucking shake. Like no one cares that it doesn't. That's fucked up. We need you, Dairy Queen employees. I love you. For no reason for me, but my girlfriend needs a blizzard. Norby, when you plan on telling her, do you plan on telling Desi that there is no Santa?
I'm going to treat it the same way that I am treating religion with her. She is willing to explore it. And she is welcome to find her own answers to everything.
That's fair.
I can't.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's willing to. So she's open to. You're okay with her exploring.
Look, we just had to win. We just went through the fucking tooth fairy bullshit.
Jesus.
So this is funny. It's funny
what?
story. Funny story.
Okay.
So we had the tooth fairy. She lost two teeth. She lost like one of her bottom front teeth. Right. Smoothly. Next morning she woke up. Teeth gone. Here's a coin. Second tooth. She goes, puts under her pillow. We have like a little like pouch thing. There was a miscommunication between me and the wife about who would be changing out said tooth for coin. She comes down the next morning, furious that the tooth fairy did not give her a coin for her tooth.
Oh, no.
And we're like, oh, she was busy. It's just a very busy night. You stayed up, didn't you? You stayed playing. And she's like, I did. I'm like, yeah, so you stayed up playing, so the tooth fairy didn't give you the money for the tooth because she couldn't have come.
Stop.
So the next day, we changed that shit out.
This man said you didn't deserve the money.
Not today. That's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I can't. You just compared Santa. You compared Santa to like religion. She's open to just explore those options.
Exactly.
What happens if she's like 13 and still believes in Santa? You gonna
Then
let her ride?
I'm going to keep riding that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There's nothing wrong with that.
What's
at that point.
What's the statute of limitations? When do you tell her?
Like, I don't give a shit if she's 24 and she still thinks that Santa Claus is real.
That's gonna fuck up all her social
I
dynamics.
don't care.
Well,
you don't want to
damn.
be the guy who tells her.
Exactly. If she still believes it, I'm going to keep that magic going.
Oh my God. She's gonna be like 32. He's like, Santa's gonna get the gifts, honey. Don't worry about you getting laid off.
Santa didn't give me anything I wanted.
Her husband's gonna be like, what?
Like, you do know that.
You know I have a
real.
job, right? Like, you mean Santa's dropping off gifts? The fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna call your dad.
Jeez.
Like, I will gladly have a come to Jesus with whatever significant other she has at that time.
Listen here,
And be like,
Greg.
if you ruin this, I will kill you.
Greg, is she near you? Go the fuck outside, Greg. Greg, you son of a bitch. I will send you money for these gifts. But if she believes in fucking Santa, you dumb motherfucker, you let her believe it. Do you not know who her uncles are? One went to jail. He'll go back.
Oh, jeez.
You just hear me in the background. Is that Greg? Fuck you, Greg. John, what about you? I'm imagining this. Like, I'm just lifting weights at Norby's house for no reason.
So we're talking about, like, when I knew Santa wasn't real?
Yeah.
I remember when I was in elementary school. Don't ask me what grade. It was before 5th grade. There was a gift underneath a tree that said, to Jonathan from Scrooge.
Oh! From Scrooge.
And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Scrooge?
Humbug.
I was like, so why the fuck would Scrooge give me gifts? And then some of the other ones said from Santa. But before that, my brother's father, because I fit into every stereotype imaginable when it comes to being Puerto Rican, yelled out to Santa on our 3rd floor apartment, I'll see you later, Santa, as he pulled the gifts inside. And then, like I said, one of them said from Scrooge. I'm like, but why would Santa do that?
Yeah.
I was like, they thought it was funny. And I'm a kid. And I'm like, Scrooge gave me a gift? Scrooge would not give me shit. Right? Unless it's Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales.
It's just like gold coins.
He's going to give me some gold coins. Like, so I knew then that Santa was real. Like, right then and there, I was like, this is all a facade. This is all bullshit.
So they tried doing like a little inside joke and they fucking ruined it for you.
Yeah. They did everything right.
Them trying to be cute fucked it up?
Yeah, like, oh, John's been bad. Scrooge. Man, fuck you, bro.
First of all, it's coal.
Do you remember what Scrooge gave you?
What?
I don't.
What did Scrooge give
I
you?
was so focused on that it says Scrooge, I don't remember what he gave me.
It wasn't gold coins for sure.
No.
I'm going to leave that pause in there. Now, John, I know you don't want children, but your brother has children.
Yes.
do you plan on being that uncle
To
just stare one of them right in the
fuck
face?
them kids. No. So my family, one of the few things that I like that we took from outside of our culture is, since we all know that we're all broke, we do Secret Santa.
Yeah.
We all put our names on Elfster. It's on the internet.
Yeah.
And we all put what we want, and then we $50 limit. We get one person.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we get the kids stuff, but we pick one person. The kids aren't on that list. So sometimes I do get them stuff. It gets harder as they're getting older to get them gifts. And as there's more of them. I have 4 nieces and nephews.
Oh, fuck that.
Like, one's 13. I can't get her shit.
I'll stay off of her.
The fuck am I going to get her?
Yeah.
You know, and then my nephews get a little bit older. Like, what does he want? He wants a hug from a girl. And that girl is my fiance. And I'm going to fight him.
How old is Holly?
Is that?
He's old enough
Did he
to
write
get
that
this
specific
work.
thing?
Oh, he said, "Can I get a hug?" And then he looks at me as he gets a hug. And I'm like,
He is.
"You won't catch this work."
He's posturing to show you that he's the new alpha.
Oh, yeah. I was like, "Boy, you..."
about
I
to catch
think
his
he's like
hands.
7 or 8. I'm like, "You 8."
He stared you right in the eye and said, "You're gonna age out, old man."
He's like, "This is my girl now. She's my fiance." I'm like, "Say less."
I'm gonna throw hands at an 8-year-old. Is that what you're telling me out loud?
I ain't say that.
I believe the saying is they are rated E for everyone.
100%. These
are
hands.
rated E for
I will not confirm or deny anything that you're saying.
Oh, not on tape. Not on tape.
No. Turn it off.
So you're not turn it off. We're talking about punching this baby.
I didn't say that.
So you're not. But you're. So everyone is kind of well aware Santa's not real. Has anyone outwardly told the youngest child?
No,
Santa's real?
I still think that they probably think Santa's real,
Okay, so you think there's gifts on the back
and
end that
I'm
you can
not
from
gonna
Santa.
tell them that because the innocence factor is like the key.
So
to,
what
to everything.
happens when the 8-year-old? Let's say the 8-year-old
Mhm.
comes up to you and says, "Uncle John, people at school have been telling me Santa's not real."
Go ask your dad.
What? You
Pass the buck.
no?
Get it?
You
Go-
tell them.
It's
no,
not my responsibility. I'm not their parent.
No, you tell them. No, Santa's
I'm
real.
not doing that.
You're not even gonna lie to them.
No, I'm gonna say, "Hey, talk to your dad about that, or talk to your mom."
Oh.
That's not my
I
responsibility.
get it. Yeah.
Unless I have that relationship already established
Yeah.
with them, where I can teach them certain things, I'm not doing that. Because what if they come home? Oh, Santa's not real, and that kid loses their shit, and the parents like, "Who the hell told them that Santa's not real?" T.O. John did. I did none of those things.
No,
You're such
'cause
a liar.
And children can't keep secrets. That domino
No.
effect for the rest
Nah,
of the
bro.
children. He's gonna hold a child team fucking meeting and be like, "Listen, Santa's not real."
No, this shit's real.
Santa real.
us.
They've been
Damn
lying.
it.
It's the Children High Council. It's like the old Kids Next Door cartoon.
Down with the bourgeoisie.
So I found out Santa wasn't real because my mom got annoyed, and this was great. So we were out, and Christmas is coming up, and she's trying to figure out. She's like, "Oh, so what do you want for Christmas?"
Mm-hmm.
And fucking New York, Macy's, all the crazy
Wallet.
a fucking wallet. Now it's stuck in her head. I have 42 of them. I'm donating at least 2 today. You both might leave with a wallet for being on the show.
No.
So she tells me, she's like, "Oh, what do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it, Mom. I got this. I sent Santa a letter." She's like, "No, but can you tell me what was on the letter?" I was like, "Mom, don't worry about it. I can't tell you what's on the letter."
I mailed it to him directly this year.
I sent it to my teacher. My teacher said she's giving it to Santa. Santa's got this. You don't have to worry about it. Just go home. I don't know why we're running around. And she got annoyed, and she's like, "Listen, Santa's not real. I buy you gifts. What do you want?" And I was like, that is a lot.
Let's go and rip off this Band-Aid.
Yeah.
What the fuck you want?
This is a lot to unpack. I couldn't think of what I wanted. I'm trying to process that she just told me in the middle of downtown New York that Santa's not real. I'm a child.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm like,
That's crazy.
what? I guess a fucking microscope. No, I'm joking. I was like, I don't know. You just told me Santa's not real. Are you
Looks you dead in the eyes?
You look me dead in the eye like
Yep.
I'm an inconvenience.
Yep.
Latchkey mom working like
I ain't
3
got
jobs.
time for this shit. What do you want for Christmas?
Listen, motherfucker, I'm working 3 jobs. I don't even know the language out here. What the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess the Ninja Turtle car with the pizzas.
Yeah.
And I got
the van.
Yeah, I got the van that had the pizza launcher.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That shit was lit.
Yeah.
That shit was great. But I just named it. I was like, anything Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I will show you guys. There's a poster in my garage right now. I am a grown ass man. I was 35. Like I think I was like 34. She showed up with it. She's like, I found this at TJ Maxx. I thought you would like it. I was like, what is it? It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle poster. I'm a grown ass man. Like,
Thank you, Mom.
I thanked her and hung that shit so she could see it's in my garage. She's like, you used to love this shit when you were a kid. I was like, and do you not remember the rest of that that traumatic story? You told me.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
But as an uncle, I'll ask myself the same question. Will I tell will I tell Desi? Will I tell Matilda? Will I tell any of them that Santa's not real? Absolutely the fuck not. That is what, to John's point, I know
someone else's problem.
Shit. That's someone else's problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm here to be I'm cool uncle. I'm not fucking up that relationship. That is your relationship to fuck up as parents. Y'all fuck that shit up all day.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be cool uncle. Did Norby tell you? Did Dad tell you that Santa's not real? Yeah, fuck him. Listen, it's because he's not cool with Santa. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. I'm cool with Santa. Just up in my clout and nothing else. Guys, I think this has been enough. Honestly, man, we've had a lot of fun. We wrapped up a lot. We've been heavy into the Christmas shit. This is more Christmas than I've spent in the last 5 years.
oh, humbug.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. Hold on.
Humbug.
So we're gonna wrap up a little bit here. This is part 2. So you've obviously enjoyed already part 1. It's a little late in the night, but I do want to hope you guys do have a fantastic, great Christmas. Spend it with your family or whoever the fuck matters to you, or spend it by yourself if that's why you want to vibe. Because I get it. I've been in that retail life, and for all the retail homies, I'm gonna pour one out for you. By that I mean I'm pouring into a glass and drink for you because I'm not part of that life. Sorry, John. All love. All love. I'm not in it anymore. So guess what I'm doing? Christmas is nothing.
Oh, man.
Oh man. No bullshit. I really do appreciate you guys being on. I know we just said the buys in real time, but Norby, do you have anything for anyone listening? Anything for Christmas shout outs? Anything you want to say to the people?
I mean, Christmas shout outs. Jeez. I mean, if you can, support local small businesses. It's always important. Yeah. Especially
in this heat.
Yeah.
Jeez. Jeez.
Norby, anything else? Any businesses come to mind?
Nothing off the top of my head.
Nothing like Midnight Fables Cabaret. Nothing like
that. You got commercials for that shit.
I know, but still. So we're talking.
I can't recommend that for the kids.
Definitely not.
But
no kids listening to this. We just revealed all the secrets.
I don't know.
You don't know. You're right. I got 2 people listening in Alaska, by the way.
Exactly.
That came up recently.
Alaska.
I don't know who's listening. I love you.
Shout out to Alaska.
Shout out to the whole 14 people in Alaska. I love you for real.
It's important.
Anything else?
I mean, in terms of Christmas,
your Twitch. Anything else?
I mean, again, just come back to it. Catch me on Twitch, Norby, playing Hunt, playing Dark Tide recently, playing
Observation.
I'm on observation duty for the Spooky Sundays, but if we finish that up, we're gonna find someone else in there. Yeah.
What's the Twitch handle?
Shnorby. Twitch. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Good. Do you have no socials? Nothing. I've seen that you
have
no
am
socials. I want
horrible at it. I need to actually at least make fucking shorts on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll eventually get there.
You have so much content that you don't put out. Guys, look, he's not going to pop himself up. If you want to actually learn how to be better at a game, watch it. All the time. You want to learn the context of the game, the fucking inner workings of the game, the fucking the story, the lore, everything. Watch Norby. He's super informative. He's not going to prop himself up. I'm going to do it for him.
Look. Editing's hard.
Yeah, editing's hard, but
it's a lot more work than you think it is.
Really? Are we looking at each other right now? Shut up. Different editing. Shin's really good. If you watch his streams, he's going to tell you how to be a better player. If you watch my streams, I'm going to tell you how to be drunker. And that's all I'm going to do. But tuning to his streams, what are the dates? Days, not dates. I don't want those.
Typically, you'll find me Sunday through Tuesday, and then either Friday or Saturday, depending on what the hell my week looks like. But otherwise, those are the typical days. You might find me Wednesday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursdays, and obviously Sundays. Yeah, the big things are the Spooky Sundays.
Yeah. I mean, because we all have a little spooky in us. So we're going to move on to John's anxious ass and everything he's got going on. John, I know that you've had a lot of running stuff. I know that you've been doing a lot of extra stuff, and now you're Peloton biking coach or something like that. I'm joking with you. I would love it to be you. I would love to look at my screen. It's like, all right, let's fucking get it. Wow.
Oh, it sucked.
It sucked.
I hated it.
Tell me what you got going.
Like I said, previous episode, same thing. Run BMT, just running.
It's been a week ago. So. It's been a week. When this episode airs, it's been a week.
I said the previous episode.
I know. Keep going.
I don't like you.
Give the rest.
Is Becky beating you in the bikes?
Are you pissed at Rebecca? Is that why you look at this?
Actually, Rebecca's the name of my physical therapist. Shout out to her. She's great. Yeah. So, like I said, the previous episode from a week ago, or whenever you listen to this, Run BMT is the running group that I run with about 2 days a week, and they also offer some individual coaching when they have openings. So they'll be starting again in February to train for the Winter Park 10K. So if you're interested in that, you can just hit me up on Instagram, and I can forward you some information. So that's JONE Quest is my Instagram handle. And I don't stream or do any of that stuff because I play a lot of single player games because I don't like people most of the time. So I like my time when I'm home.
He just spent 4 hours with us, but go on.
Yeah, they're all right. You know what I mean? But most of the time I just play single player games with myself. But if you follow me on Instagram, that's where you can see where I do everything. I'm always posting on my stories instead of my actual page. So just watch that.
Yeah, so John has been doing a lot for the running community and trying to get people going and motivated. And what he does really well but doesn't speak about enough, because he talks about a lot of shit that no one really cares about. But what he does really well is to understand that the people he's working with, running with, or hanging out with aren't necessarily always on his speed, and he's willing to accommodate and motivate people. So he might not say that out loud, so I'll say it for him. I mean, you might think it because, he's fucking big-headed. But I think that he does a really fantastic job of it, and he has also been exploring the idea of eventually maybe messing with coaching. So
coming soon.
Make sure that you support the kid, and make sure that you're watching him on socials, because some big shit's coming. And I'm not talking about like
get in them DMs.
Get in his DMs before he becomes big, because the last thing you want is to be the person who gets the premium price and not the intro price. You dumbasses. Get it at the ground floor. Ask everyone who was a lunch lady at Google. It works out for you. But Johnny does do a great job of making sure he helps the people he's around. He enjoys it. So if you are interested in running and joining, I'm pretty sure you made a friend in John, and he'll be there. Is that better than what the fuck you just said to me out loud?
Sure. If you say so, you're the boss.
Love you too, buddy. But guys, for everyone who's been tuning into the show, tuning into the socials, watching everything that I've been posting, hopefully you're enjoying the reels. Part of the reason why the videos haven't been as consistent is I don't have a camera. John's setting up my Patreon. He said, I got you all day. We'll figure out the tax forms. We got all that.
I guess.
He said he's going to do that. But the part of the reason we haven't is because I'm transferring a bunch of files back and forth. There's a bunch of shit. Norby said it.
Excuses.
Editing's hard.
Excuses.
All I'm saying is keep following us at bourbon_and_BS. Make sure you share the show with your friends. Make sure that you're subscribe, 5-star rating. We're trying to get to a certain goal. I just want to be at 250 followers on Instagram. Not very hard. I mean, Daniel Tosh has a fuck ton, and he's terrible.
Damn.
Yeah, a shout to Daniel Tosh coming back for podcasting.
What's up?
Interviewing his gynecologist, his wife's gynecologist.
That's weird.
It's weird but fun. I love that Shin brought it up, but didn't bring it up on the show. I was waiting to dig into that. Share the episodes, keep doing what you guys are doing, and let me know what you guys want me to change. If there's something you want us to feature, if someone you want us to bring on, or someone you want to suggest, please do that. We have a couple episodes coming up. It's Bourbon and Barbells, where we're going to be discussing and talking to athletes and making sure that we talk about just kind of what motivates them, drives them, and changes through their life, and what's kept them going. Because one of the hardest things in working out and fitness is that motivation and being so focused on an end goal and not seeing that end result that fast, and just being able to stay the course. And then we're also going to be talking about bourbon and nursing, because they've seen some shit. And on the flip side, bourbon and education. So teachers or former teachers, and discussing the life before, during, and after, what kept them motivated, or want them to stay in that realm. So a couple really cool episodes coming up. So stay tuned. We have this planned out. We have a grand scheme of things. And we keep supporting the show, and we appreciate it, guys. But as always, hopefully you guys have everything you want on Christmas, a mistletoe in the right places, because, it's freaky. But hopefully you guys enjoy the show, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. And here we're going to close out with a word from our sponsor. Good night, guys. Be good. Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by Burn Termite and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdy Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had, from flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business. I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Burn Termite and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Burn Termite and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and BullSh sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.